From Viking Village on the campus of Princeton High School, ICRC-TV Sports is pleased to present OHSAA Boys Varsity Basketball. Tonight we have the district semifinal in Division III between the CHCA Eagles and the Mariemont Warriors. Hello everyone, Glenn Olson joined courtside by David Olson. Thanks for dialing us up, tuning us in, or finding us on your computer. I think we're going to have a great game for you here tonight in this district semifinal matchup, David.
Yeah, Glenn, I think we're in for a really good game. We talked to Coach Caldwell before the game. He said the team's really found a new identity with the loss of number 4, John Michael Sinis, and number 11, Max McGowan. So really the team really finding a new identity coming into the tournament, Glenn.
Yeah, all kinds of adversity both of these teams and really all athletes have had to experience this year. David, talk about our keys to the game.
So the last meeting, CHCA won 63-36. That's a big margin of difference, Glenn. So let's see if Mariemont comes out and ready to play. Mariemont's got to lock down the lane. 33 rebounds a game. Like, that's huge, wow. Glenn. We don't see that a lot in high school basketball anymore. And then CHCA is really just got to move the ball, create the open looks on the outside, kind of bait that Mariemont defense, and to have those three-point shots open.
So it should be an offensive barn burner tonight as you take a look at the Mariemont starters being introduced here. Andrew Glassmeyer, Will Trubisky, Jack Borgerding, Ethan Malafa, and Tim Stewart will get things started on the Warriors side. The Eagles are just about ready to be introduced by our PA announcer here. This beautiful facility funded by the Princeton School District citizens, taxpayers, and businesses. There you have the CHCA Eagles starters. McEachin, Stokes, Rakestraw, Vogeley, and Fisher.
Glenn, you see a really good mix of seniors and juniors from that CHCA team, where that Mariemont was a lot of seniors, one junior, and then Tim Stewart, the sophomore, in the middle. So it's going to definitely be an interesting game to see how these teams come out and where the age difference is, and if they live up to that hype, Glenn.
As we mentioned, this is a district semifinal game. The winner will face the winner of the Versailles-Preble-Shawnee game, and that is going to be held up at Northmont High School in the Dayton area. So that'll be a really exciting matchup, and the district champion will then advance to the regional semifinals in Division III, which I believe all the state championships are going to be played at UD Arena this year.
I believe that is correct, Glenn. I think with COVID and everything, I think having it at UD Arena, one location, kind of like their own bubble, almost.
So a great shot from our camera high above the court here on the concourse level. Going to get a very good look at tip-off here in this exciting game between two of our member community schools. Your officials, Kevin Larson, Nick Schmidt, and Ron Baird, and the Warriors will control the opening tip. We are underway.
CHCA looks to be in a kind of spread out 1-3-1 zone, Glenn, and try and make Mariemont find the open area of the zone.
See what the Warriors are able to do to try to find some seams here. CHCA coming out and being very aggressive outside the perimeter here in the early going. See if we start getting some screens set up. The ball is deflected out of bounds. It will stay with the Warriors.
Glenn, and that's what CHCA wants in this 1-3-1 zone. They want to get those passes deep in the corner and go trap them and try and get as many turnovers as they can. So great defense so far from the Eagles.
Easy to see here in the early going why the Eagles are 17-3 overall, and they were 7-2 in their conference in the MVC or in their division. Three-point shot off the back iron is no good, and a whistle due to the ball hitting the overhead gear for the backboard.
And it looked like there, Glenn, that CHCA went to a 2-3 after that first dead ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles mix up their zone defenses or their defenses all night.
Yeah, don't be surprised if they spring a press or man-to-man at some point. As I just said, you get to be 17-3 for a reason. That's not being predictable. Trying to feed it inside. We're going to kick it back up top. Working the ball around the perimeter. Shot goes up from the left side. It's off the mark for Stokes, but a follow. It's good for 2.
One of the big things Coach Rooks talked about was rebound, rebound, rebound. Really emphasize that, Glenn. So we saw that there early. Offensive rebounds are going to help win games. And like you said, 17-3 for a reason, Glenn.
Matheson with that last basket. Three-pointer for the Eagles comes up. It's off the mark. Or for the Warriors, excuse me. CHCA brings it down quickly, and they've got a lot of court open on the right side. Nice pass between the defender's legs, and that's good for 2 points. Vogely gets into the scorebook for the first time this evening.
It's kind of like a 1-2-2 full court press here, Glenn.
Feed inside. Jumper goes up, will not go. It's going to be deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Warriors, but I think the officials are going to huddle up, and that's going to go with the CHCA. So let's take a look at the Eagles scoring so far, David.
We see just great passes. There's a deep three, no good, but then the offensive rebound is just a great follow, and then a great find right here in the post, Glenn, and he goes through the contact, no foul. They're going to let him play here in the district semifinal.
Typically has been the case until it starts to get entirely too chippy. They'll let them play. Of course, the winner advances, the loser will go home. Season will be over at this point. At least these players are getting to finish out the season, unlike last year's players, and especially those seniors, where everything was halted abruptly.
Great ball movement here from the Warriors. Just got to find a way to break this zone, Glenn, and they're really struggling. CHCA is getting at least a 2 or 3 count from the officials.
And really a wide zone by the Eagles. The Mariemont can even set up to take a perimeter 3. But speaking of which, there comes one. It's going to go off the back iron. The ball's tipped around. It's going to be a battle for it on the floor, and finally we get a whistle and a jump ball. Alternating possession, it will go to CHCA.
You know, as we see here, Glenn, just, trying to force shots and then just, trying to hustle. I mean, like you said, loser goes home, winner advances. So you got to leave everything on the court every game when it comes to tournament time.
Fisher comes into the game for Mariemont. Matheson out. 3-pointer from the left side, in and out of the cylinder. Hauled in by Mariemont. They weren't in a big hurry to get the ball down to try to catch the Eagles in transition, so they will set up their offense. We're at the 5-minute mark here in quarter number 1 from Princeton High School. We had the post open down there. Now they're going to feed it inside, but the zone collapses. Kick out, little shot from about 15 feet. Tried to rattle out, but falls through the rim.
Lots of tempo here for the Eagles. There's going to be a foul.
Credit that Mariemont bucket to Borgerding. David, take us through the replay.
Just great ball movement here, Glenn, and a shot fake, and then just a mid-range pull-up and, break the ice for the Warriors.
Tim Stewart picks up foul number 1. Free throw is good by Vogely.
There we see Coach Caldwell for the Warriors. Had the opportunity to coach with him a couple years ago. Great guy, and he's done a lot of great things with this Mariemont program, Glenn.
Veteran coach here in the Cincinnati area. We learned today he's the girls golf coach for Coleraine High School. Wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, just all over the athletic world. Traveling.
The whistle down at the other end. Substitutions forthcoming for the Eagles. Checking into the game, number 13, Matheson, will come back in for Fisher, who had replaced him. The last dead ball. 5-2, CHCA out in front, under 4.5 now. Mariemont looks to be in a zone, and they steal the ball away. Able to track it down and hang on to it, though, was Stewart. Mariemont to reset their offense, but there's that trap in the corner you talked about, David, that will stay with the Warriors.
And I think, Mariemont's playing really fast basketball right now, but that's not their style of play. They want to slow things down. So, try and slow down the transition, Glenn, and we'll see if they can control the ball a little bit better here.
The bounce play worked without much pressure. Screen was set. They were trying to fight through it, were the Eagles. Mariemont's going to try to reset things again. Deep 3 from the left side is off the mark and right into the waiting arms of CHCA. Now out of bounds at the other end.
Another thing that Coach Rooks talked about, Glenn, was playing with tempo, and as you see, CHCA gets up the court here in 2 passes.
Right.
Before the ball went out of bounds. So we're going to see this all night from CHCA, Glenn. They're going to go tempo, 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 and that's not how Mariemont wants to play. So it's going to be a very interesting game to see how Coach Caldwell subs and gets his guys fresh.
3-pointer from up top. Air ball saved by the Eagles. Nope, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. A valiant effort that you saw on your screen there by Vogely. Ian Salkill, number 30, is going to check in place of Vogely. Mariemont ball underneath the Eagles basket. There is that full court pressure we're talking about. They're not going to make things easy on Mariemont.
Not at all.
They're trying to go for a home run pass there and deflect it off the chest of McEachin.
I think one thing we really need to see from the Warriors here, Glenn, is just ball fakes. You know, try and bait the Eagles into doing something and then, you know, finding the open guy. If they ball fake and jump stop, they're going to have better passes, but we see they're just getting trapped in all these deflections.
Playing deny there, trying to play the time clock or a bad pass. Driving to the basket was Rakestraw. He picks up an opportunity to make it a three-point play.
After the trap and the deflection, and then Rakestraw just takes it strong with the left hand, goes through the contact, and we'll see if he can complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Glassmeyer with the foul. Rakestraw cannot finish the play. Rebounded by the Warriors, 7-2 at the 3:20 mark of the opening quarter. And Mariemont, you think they would be better off to not even put the ball close to that corner down there, because it's not worked out well for them so far, unless you get someone that can set a screen or to get someone open down there. The CHCA trap, it's been mighty effective. There we go, one inside, jumper in front of the basket, won't go, it's deflected away. CHCA hangs on to it. Great effort by Salkill. Now the cherry pick pass down the floor, drive inside, now kicked out to the left side. Three-pointer will not go.
And you know,
a whistle for a foul.
And everyone thinks that over the back is a foul in basketball. It's not a foul, Glenn. It's just a push, and people just love to say over the back. So we're going to hear over the back, but it was just a push. So, I mean, just your fun tidbit for the day.
Okay, there's the Eagles again, giving Mariemont fits on the inbounds.
Thinking the Warriors might want to, like, next out of bounds play, try a deep ball and see if they can get CHCA sleeping and not expecting the deep pass.
Good job of breaking the press there. Drive to the basket and a foul. And now Mariemont will take the points however they can get it, either from a field goal or from a free throw.
Just a great break. Borgardine going and then goes through the contact. And we'll see if he can get 2 points here for the Warriors.
Matheson comes back into the game for the Eagles in place of Stokes. So pretty frequent substitutions here in the early going for the Eagles. Second shot's off the mark as well, to the point now where Mariemont can't buy a basket. Shot from the right side won't go. Struggle for control. The Eagles come up with it. Now quick passes, baseline drive that'll be kicked back out. Driving in now, three-pointer, left side, off the back iron, no good. Tipped away into the hands of the Warriors. Here's an opportunity in transition, a 1-on-2 spin move up and off the glass for a basket. Great effort there by, I'm sorry, David, great effort by Tim Stewart.
Yeah, just, you know, way to recognize that he had numbers and use the spin move, Glenn. I feel like we don't see the spin move a lot anymore in the high school basketball game.
7-4 as we approach 1:45. Long pass to the left side, feed inside, kicked back out, up top. Now from 15 feet, deflected away. Mariemont comes up with it. That was Borgarding. Here come the Warriors. Again, driving straight to the basket. The shot may have been partially deflected. Tracked down underneath by Fisher. Now an easy layup for Rakestraw. 4 points in the game unofficially for him.
That's how you run the transition offense, Glenn. 1 or 2 passes and you're at the bucket.
Mariemont able to get the ball across the timeline. Now an opportunity with numbers. Pull-up jumper, just shy. Brought in again by Rakestraw. Quickly down the floor. Baseline pass. Drive in. And we're going to get a foul away from the basketball. I believe it's going to go to Rubin.
So there's the first pass, Glenn. 1 or 2 dribbles. There's the second pass and an easy right-handed finish on the left side for the Eagles.
So it's going to be on 21, Luke Late. Eagles ball. It was a player control foul. No trip to the free throw line as of yet. So we get to the bonus situation, of course. Boy, CHCA just doing a great job of picking their way through this Mariemont defense.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Caldwell sticks with that 3-2 defense or if he tries to switch it up. But I feel like if they run man, Glenn, Mariemont might run out of steam.
Malafa with that last basket, and then we get a whistle as Mariemont was trying to bring it across. It's going to be a foul on McEachin, his first. And a CHCA substitution. Malachi White comes into the game for his first appearance this afternoon. Handling the inbounding duties will be Luke Rubin for the Warriors. Passes it off. Eagles will be content to fall back into a half-court defense. Picking up the dribble, able to pass it off successfully. Again, just having trouble getting anything going outside of perimeter passes up top. Now a three-pointer from the right side's off the mark. Mariemont just can't find good look at the bucket here with this Eagles defense in pursuit constantly. Drive in, nice pass over. It'll be kicked back out after that three-pointer off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by the Warriors. Desperation shot at the buzzer will fall short. Your score at halftime, 11-4 in favor of the CHCA Eagles. They're off and running, David.
Yeah, Glenn, and they were hitting a lot, and I think what's going to be interesting to see what Coach Caldwell does making these adjustments.
Step away for a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports. Three-pointer. Got it. What a goal! Mariemont going to the championship.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to ICRC-TV Sports coverage of boys varsity basketball, the district semifinals in Division III. CHCA Eagles and Mariemont Warriors. Let's take a look at the Eagles and their season thus far when we get an opportunity. See the Eagles bench. Head coach Scott Brooks. Fantastic season, as we mentioned, 17-3, 7-2 inside the conference, number 3 seed in this bracket. And playing tremendous defense, as you've seen so far in this game and are seeing in the early seconds of the second quarter here so far. Passing a 3, favor more passes, deflected away, but out of bounds by the Eagles, Matt Answeeney. So it will be Warriors basket on the side. The Warriors ball on the side, excuse me. The CHCA is not giving the Warriors any room to breathe, David.
Yeah, just a lot of confusion, Glenn, and like I talked about in the first quarter, ball fakes. That last deflection easily could have been prevented by a ball fake. But, I mean, and then Mariemont just picks up the dribble, and then they just get swarmed by Eagles. So, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, right there. Pass was no more caught, and he was trapped. Luckily, he was able to pass it away to Trubisky. A shot went up. It's rebounded by the Eagles. They're quickly back down into their offensive half court. Pass outside. 3-ball on the way left side, and it's good for Matt Answeeney.
3 passes, Glenn. It took the Eagles 3 passes to score that bucket.
Mariemont down quickly. Passes through traffic, but a turnover right into the waiting hands of Answeeney. Eagles down the floor quickly. Driving through traffic. And a whistle on the floor.
Just see a great job. There's the second pass, and then he's going to find him in the corner for that third pass and a 3. So just great ball movement from the Eagles, Glenn.
Stewart out of the game, Borgening back in.
Mariemont switching to a 2-3 instead of the 3-2.
Eagles will take their time, set up their offense as we approach 6:30 remaining. 90 seconds elapsed here in quarter number 2. Nice no-look pass, kicked out for a 3. Drive inside the perimeter, kicked back out again. The Eagles will reset. Finding a hole in that zone, the ball would not go through for Vogely. Here come the Warriors. Eagles out to trap. Know what's coming, driving through traffic. Good basket off the glass.
2 passes.
Wow.
That's insane, Glenn.
Just amazing the speed at which the Eagles are playing on offense. Hard for us to keep up here.
Yeah, 3 ball. There it is.
3 ball falls through for the Warriors. Number 14, Luke Rubin. 16-9, the Warriors try to draw closer, trying to deny the Eagles a scoring opportunity. Get back down offensively. Eagles again being very patient on offense, and a timeout is going to be taken by head coach Scott Brooks. 30-second timeout.
Just a great screen, Glenn, and then he steps up and he bangs it home. I think that was a great 3-point play, and it finally kind of broke that ice from beyond the perimeter for the Warriors.
Of course, the Warriors finished 4th in the Cincinnati Hills League. They are the number 7 seed, as we've mentioned, 15-8 overall, 6-5 inside the CHL for head coach Dave Caldwell and the Mariemont Warriors.
Glenn, one thing I really noticed with this Mariemont defense is they're not really recovering on that 2-3 zone. Like when the ball gets moved, they're just having a hard time, stepping up. So I'm interested to see how Mariemont's going to make that adjustment, because CHCA is going to keep attacking them, and they're going to keep getting it inside and scoring, as we're going to see. That's a turnover, but it easily could have been another bucket for the Eagles.
Mariemont facing a full court press by the Eagles. 5:12 remaining in the first half. Movement on the floor by the Warriors, now nearly trapped against the baseline. It's going to make it hard to get it across in the allotted time, which they do. Pass down into the corner, baseline drive, spin move through the cylinder. Trubisky adds 2 more to his total, 6 unofficially in the game. CHCA not able to convert. Here comes Mariemont. Eagles hang with them defensively. Ball goes down into the corner. Now it comes into the high post, drive to the basket, and a foul.
It's great recognition there. Just to take it himself, he saw that nobody was cutting for him, so great job to go to the charity stripe and see if he can get 2 more here for the Warriors, Glenn.
Vogely whistled for that one, Malafa. First shot off the mark.
And here's the spin move here on the end, Glenn. Just the guy from CHCA, number 23, Vogely, expecting the charge. Gets a nice spin move, and then we're going to see the inside move here. He's ball faking, wanting his teammate to cut, and then he just goes through the contact and draws the foul.
Stokes checked back in between shots. Neither free throw is good. The score holds at 16-11 as we approach 4:30, quarter number 2.
Might have been a travel.
3-pointer, uncontested, bang. We're gonna leave him open, he's gonna take it. Wade Straw now with 7 points in the contest. 19-11. Eagles are out in front. Mariemont saves possession. 3 ball, good look at the basket from up top, will not go. Struggle for control underneath. Coming up with it is Vogely for the Eagles. Thought about a 3, passed it up, now another 3 from straight up top. It will not go, but it's tipped in underneath. Boy, everything just going right at this point. For CHCA, Vogely gets 2 more. 21-11, a 10-point lead rolling toward 3.5. Ball's last touched by CHCA, deflected, probably the better term for it. It'll stay with Mariemont. Here's a look at that last three by Rakestraw. Leave him open like that, give him a clean look. He's got a pretty good chance of converting, David.
Absolutely, Glenn, and we'll see how Mariemont can bounce back from that.
High arcing pass. Gets the offense set up top. Now a little jumper from the left side. Again, rolls off the iron, will not go. Mariemont just has not been able to find their shooting touch here at Princeton High School. In this game, three-pointer from the left side, Jake Fisher. Nothing but nylon. Amazing.
I'm really intrigued that Coach Caldwell hasn't called a timeout yet, Glenn. I mean, he's got 5 of them. Down 13 early in the, as the first half comes to an end. So we'll see if the Warriors can bounce back or, if they just keep struggling. That's a travel.
Getting to looks, and we're going to get a foul.
Maybe, I don't know.
As Malafa came down with the ball, we did get a whistle.
I think that was kind of a late call, Glenn. He already had the ball before the whistle was blown.
So Vogely gets number 2 in the game. 5 fouls for the Eagles, just 4 for the Warriors. Little jumper almost got caught between the basket and the backboard. Rolls down, three-pointer, left side, bangs through for Fisher. There it is. Couple of trays in a row, and now Mariemont will take that timeout you said they needed, David.
I think we're going to get a full timeout here too, so hopefully Coach Caldwell can get his guys settled down. And I feel like we're at a CHCA home game right now, Glenn. And these CHCA faithful are
27-11, 2:36 remaining in the game as Mariemont takes a full timeout.
There's the first uncontested one, Glenn. And like you said, if you're going to leave him open, he's going to make them. Great ball movement by the Eagles. You're going to find it. And another one, Glenn. I mean, just CHCA moving the ball really well, and they're having their way inside the paint and outside the paint. And here's the third three, bang.
Jake Fisher, good clean look at the basket. So far, the Eagles definitely taking advantage of the clean looks they're getting at the basket, and Mariemont fighting through this tenacious Eagles defense and mired in a shooting slump. Limited them to 11 points here in the first half. Ball again, too hard off the glass, recovered and stuck back through for Malafa.
Ooh, that's a carry. We don't see that often in the high school game. Bang.
Three-pointer left side. Wow.
There's another one.
Fisher has 3 trays in the game and a timeout on the floor with 2:14. It's 30-13. CHCA.
Just the look of disappointment on Coach Caldwell's face, because they just talked about it in that timeout. And there's great ball movement again, great spot on the court. I mean, nothing but net. So, I mean, I think that's a good call from Coach Caldwell to get that timeout, because they probably just talked about that in that last one, Glenn.
Jake Fisher has every right in the world to be excited. He's got 9 points, and they've all come on three-pointers.
No, Glenn, you mentioned a tenacious defense. Kind of reminds me of that 2017 Roger Bacon State Final Four team. They were just one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen play.
That's how you get there, right?
Absolutely.
Defense definitely can win championships in the high school game. Got to be able to score on the other end, obviously, but got to stop the other team for sure. So pass inside, all kinds of traffic, kick back out, it's swatted away, tracked down by the Eagles, maybe. Now for sure it is. We finally end up with a kicking call, but the ball was being rolled down the court, kind of like you see it for the half when you're trying to save seconds.
Yeah.
I think you'd get a good handle on it.
It's working.
Take another look at it.
I don't know if he couldn't get a hand on it. He kept rolling it, and kind of like we're watching curling. But and then we get the kick. So I mean, great effort by the Eagles, and it's going to stay with them. I thought the kick might have been on CHCA, but it goes against Mariemont.
Eagles inbound in front of the Warriors bench.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Little stop move there. Really worked for Rakestraw. Getting a Mariemont defender off balance. Now, almost in being triple defended, we're able to pass the ball out. And the CHCA falls right back into their defense, where Mariemont just doesn't have time to think when they get across the timeline, and that's when the Eagles aren't in full court press. Lots of contact on the floor, no call. Shot will not fall through. Rebounded by the Eagles. Back down quickly. 70 seconds remaining in the half.
Pretty well.
A little bit of a struggle for control. Fisher passes up the three to reset the offense up top with McEachin. Under a minute now. 30-13. Eagles trying to add to it. There's Fisher.
Oh.
A rare miss for him. Rebounded by the Eagles and up into traffic. Guessing it's going to go on Borgerding. Indeed it is.
Great ball movement from the Eagles. Like you said, Glenn, a rare miss, but then as we talked about, CHCA really needed to emphasize rebounding, and they did that and got to the charity strike.
Matheson's first free throw goes through. He's at 3 points, attempting to make it 4. And Sweeney checks back into the game for the Eagles, just under 50 seconds remaining. Second one is good for Matheson. Give him 4. 32-13. Mariemont desperately trying to find something that will work, resulting in points. There's a drive in, kick back out. Good looking shot at the basket is off the mark. Rebounded underneath by the Warriors. They're going to kick it back out on the perimeter. Cross court now. Drive into 15 feet, passing up a three-pointer. Spin move, kicked back out. Now a three-pointer will not fall through for late. Eagles
wow.
Down quickly, as we've gotten used to in this game. That ball was partially deflected. Now here comes Mariemont driving into traffic, and a blocking foul called on CHCA. 10.2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Just Mariemont finally gets, some space and then takes one step, and it looks like his feet were still moving. Obviously, there's no restricted area in the high school game, so they're going to call it blocking. He's going to be at the line. I don't know why Mariemont didn't really slow things down there, Glenn. With less than 15 seconds, you really want to slow it down and set up that last, that shot that you're going to start running it with 8 seconds left.
Rakestraw picked up that foul for the Eagles. Borgerding is at the free throw line. He's only got 2 points in the game. Now make it 3. He had missed his previous 3 free throws. Andrew Glassmeyer comes back in for Mariemont, 32-14. Approaching 5 seconds. The Eagles obviously holding for the last shot. Stolen away by the Warriors. Half court heave at the buzzer. Hit the front of the rim, but would not fall through. Your halftime score, CHCA 32, the Mariemont Warriors 14. The Warriors come back with 10 points there in the second quarter, but unfortunately CHCA scored 21 against them. So a very exciting first half. We'll be right back with the second half. You're watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from One Log Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to the ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from One Long Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Well, welcome back. It's halftime here at Princeton High School, where CHCA leads Mariemont 32-14. Coming up this week from Mariemont Schools on ICRC, music is in the air at the high school. Next week, you can catch the high school orchestra, band, and choir concerts streaming live to ICRC-TV.com for the very first time. We'll be showcasing some new and unique venues from across the Mariemont School District. There's a Mariemont concert for you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening, each starting at 7 p.m. ICRC-TV is always bringing the schools, the teams, and the whole community to you and to your streaming device. We'll be bringing you the second half of our game, where CHCA leads Mariemont 32-14 in just a few moments.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house. Pick a safe meeting spot and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Hi, I'm Nick Foligno of the Columbus Blue Jackets. From the youth leagues all the way up to the NHL, sportsmanship is one thing that we can all have in common. The thrill of competing is great, but how we compete is important. Sports can teach kids so many more lessons than just winning and losing, and we can all make this experience a positive one that builds character and makes memories that last a lifetime. In the stands and on the ice, we can all do our part to make this a great event. Together, let's all respect the game.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Uglyville!
Every ugly doll is unique.
I'm Moxie.
Bobo.
Wait.
Call me Slick Doll.
What?
And every child is too.
They can be pretty lovable.
That's why when you travel, you should make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size.
This is why you're the wisest doll in town.
Well, keep them safe by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Isn't that right, gibberish cat?
Find the right seat today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! What a goal! Mariemont going to the championship!
Welcome back to Princeton High School, where we have a very exciting matchup here. The CHCA Eagles lead the Mariemont Warriors 32-14. Glenn Olson and David Olson with you, of course, from our broadcast position up top on the concourse level here at Princeton High School. David, what stuck out to you on the stat sheet? I know what stuck out to me, but give us your thoughts.
So my thoughts, I mean, I'm a defensive guy in rebounds. CHCA had the rebounding advantage 21-14, but then on the offensive end, Glenn had 9 assists to Mariemont's 3. And then shooting percentage, CHCA was shooting 60% from the field, and then Mariemont was shooting 16, Glenn, so not great.
Talk about our leading scorers for each team, if you would. I think I can guess who it is for the Eagles.
Yeah, for the Eagles, it's Jake Fisher. He's 3 of 6. All of his shots have been beyond the three-point line, and he's the leading scorer with 9 points. And for the Warriors, Glenn, I mean, obviously, it looks like Will Trubisky. He's 2 for 6 from the field, but obviously not a lot of shots being taken from the Mariemont guys because that CHCA defense is just so tenacious.
Right. Okay, let's take a look at the previously mentioned Jake Fisher, excuse me, for you. Had a phenomenal first half right there, and I'm sure he'll be back out on the floor shortly. 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. I think all of his attempts came from out in three-point land. Eagles get the ball first on the alternating possession rule. We're underway here in the second half. A little bit slower pace. Not quite as hectic as we saw in the first half. We'll see how long that lasts.
Mariemont sticking with the zone, going back to the 3-2. Obviously, Coach Caldwell thinks that zone's going to work against the CHCA offense.
Nice pass, stick back, goes over. Struggle for control, tipped away. And we get an over and back call on the Eagles, Ryan Matheson.
That's just a tough play, Glenn. I mean, all of his momentum was going the other way, so tough play. And we're just Mariemont trying to find something, and you see he takes off before the timeline, but then he crossover again. So it's a good call, just a tough play for the Eagles.
Contested three-point shot from the left side will not go for Trubisky. The Eagles come up with the basketball. We're under 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Long pass right through the top of that Mariemont zone. The Eagles work the ball back up top to reset the offense.
Good ball movement from the Eagles, Glenn, and it feels like anytime some of these CHCA players get the pass, they're ready to dish it, but then we saw a corner 3 there.
Yeah, just amazing. Stokes gets his first points of the game. Lots of passes, but the result was the same, a basket. Mariemont fighting through traffic up and off the glass again. Third opportunity, still will not go. Wow, these Warriors cannot buy a break or a bucket at this point. Contested 3, left side, will rattle through for Trubisky.
I just really want to see a box out, Glenn. We're not seeing any of those.
Blocking foul will be called on Mariemont. And there's a look at the guilty party, Tim Stewart.
It's CHCA, no look pass, corner 3, bang. We talked about a lot of good ball movement, and here goes Mariemont finally finding a seam and being able to get 3 points on the board. 35-17, CHCA leads.
Stokes makes his first trip to the free throw line. First shot will not go. See if we can get a little more arc on the second one. Try to get it through the cylinder. Clock frozen at 6:03. It does fall through, and we're back underway. 4 points in the game for Stokes at 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 36-17. Eagles have doubled up the Warriors. A turnover in the Mariemont offensive half court, and a pass came down a little too quick, a little off the mark. So that turnover may not hurt the Warriors as they're going to get another crack at it. Ball comes across the timeline. Driving inside. Quick pass over. Now back to the left side. Up top. Couple of dribbles. Open man across. Watch that corner. Little give pass. Drive in. Contested in traffic. It's deflected away. It'll stay with the Warriors. Box out of bounds play on the way. Eagles are guarding it closely, way up top, and a turnover. Looked like the pass was just intended for Rakestraw, who brings it down and puts it through.
Just a good bucket after the turnover for CHCA. Oh, it's got to be a glass. Oh, no bucket.
No bucket. Whistle came before. Foul called on the floor. You hear the Mariemont faithful not happy with it.
Just a shot fake up through it. Doesn't go there, and then I think that's where we're going to get the foul call, Glenn. I don't know if we're going to get a push in the back or what. Oh, we're getting a technical. I missed that.
So Stokes will go down and take the free throw after the technical. First one is good. Second one on the way.
It'll be CHCA ball.
Fisher comes back into the game, the three-point sharpshooter, David.
If I were Mariemont, I'd switch to like a box and one and just have somebody face guard Fisher, because he's going to keep making them, because obviously this defense hasn't worked so far for Mariemont, in my opinion.
40-17, we're under the 5-minute mark. Eagles being very patient. There's a pass, 15 feet right at the free throw line. It won't go, and a whistle. Well, we saw somebody in our Princeton girls game get escorted out for saying something like that the other night.
Just depends on the officials, Glenn, how much they want to put up with.
The Princeton girls game against Monroe the other night, and unfortunately tonight we learned there is a quarantine situation within the Lady Vikings program, and their game against Wayne ruled a no contest. That shot was off the mark. Mariemont comes up with the ball, and unfortunately the Lady Vikings season comes to an end, and Wayne will advance. Three-pointer, right side, falls through.
Really good ball movement from the Warriors. Oh, he went no look behind the head. That would have been a cool assist.
Yeah, hit the cylinder and rattled around. The stick back didn't go. 40-20. 15 feet, no jump to it, and it won't go through the rim.
Box out, good Lord.
Three-pointer, there it is.
Don't let Mariemont get hot, Glenn. Game's not over.
3 trays in a row for Trubisky. Eagles trying to break that momentum.
Mariemont, obviously, they're down 19, but they're hitting shots here, Glenn, and they're leaving them open. There's another 3 attempt. I think Mariemont's taking a lot of threes just because they can't get in to the paint. Drive from the Eagles. Another putback bucket.
Stokes gets into the scorebook for the second half.
There it is. One more.
Three-pointer, left side. Got his legs underneath him, but it just would not go for Glassmeyer.
Wide open.
And Eagles quickly feeding it to Vogely, sorry. I expect the only way these Mariemont passes would have worked in the first half is if they were right next to each other like that. There's a little jumper in the lane for Malfa.
Another long pass, but turnover.
Salkill and Sweeney come into the game for CHCA. Three-pointer, left side, a little too much. Boy, you just picked the wrong game to find yourself in a shooting slump, and that's really what the Warriors are in. Credit the Eagles defense, but even when Mariemont's had a clean look, the shots just aren't falling.
And you know, Coach Rooks from the Eagles, he said they were playing their best basketball all year right now, and that's when you want to play your best basketball, Glenn, is in the postseason. So obviously just a tough day for Mariemont shooting.
And a foul as there was a struggle for control. So Matheson will come back into the game. Warriors ball. A lot of perimeter shots because that's the only thing they've been able to work open. Really nothing down in the low post at all. It's an open three from the left side, a little bit too much back spin. Off the back iron into the hands of the Eagles. Now back in transition. Little floater in the lane, will not go. Rebounded by the Warriors. They were trying to feed something inside, but deflected away off the hands of Rubin.
Mariemont can't really do anything right now, Glenn. I mean, CHCA's all over them, and you know, when shots go up, Mariemont's not really crashing. You know, usually you've got 4 crashers and 1 guy playing safety just in case, but Mariemont's not even doing that. They're just shooting it up, and everybody's going back and not even going for the basketball.
See if any adjustments get made to that. Feed inside, good trapping defense by the Warriors, and a travel will be called. So a rare turnover by the Eagles on Stokes.
CHCA going back to that 1-3-1 defense, Glenn.
Three-pointer, right side. This one will fall through for Rubin. He's got 6 points, all of them coming beyond the arc. We're at 45 seconds, it's 46-28. Eagles try to answer with a 3. Brought down by the Warriors, and a foul on the floor. The Eagles immediately tried to trap onto the rebounder. It's Jake Fisher. Pick up his second for CHCA.
I want to see some tempo here from the Warriors, Glenn. See if they can get, back to 16 points or even lower. See if they can hit a couple shots. There's a deep three. Deep three.
Deep three. And it's good for Rubin. He's got 9 points, all coming with threes.
Wide open. That's how you break a zone.
Left side rolls around, rebounded underneath by Stewart. Gets it across the timeline, passes it off. Warriors bench comes to their feet. Three-pointer, left side, again off the back iron. Stick back, but it won't go for Nick White. So at the end of 3, CHCA 46, Mariemont 31. A 17-point quarter for the Warriors. CHCA just 14 points there. So Mariemont fighting back. Take a look at some of the offensive action here, David.
Yeah, they've just done a really good job of finding the open man, because obviously nothing's open in the paint, and finding those people beyond the arc and trying to get back in this game, Glenn. 15 points. I mean, that's nothing. If Tracy McGrady can score 13 and 30, Mariemont can get back in this game. They just got to start. They got to keep hitting these shots.
Just going to need to do something to try to shake out of this slump. You know, a lot of the shots that we've seen that were clean looks or uncontested, just rattling around the front of the rim, the side of the rim, the back of the rim, just not falling through. But nice little run there by the Warriors to get this one back to doable for sure as we head into the final quarter of regulation. There you take a look at our semifinal bracket. The winner of this game will advance to play the winner of Preble, Shawnee, and Versailles. And that team will be the district champion and advance to the Division III region semifinals. District championship game will be held at Northmont High School in the Dayton area. State championship at UD Arena this year for the Final Four. Mariemont 3-ball right side, wouldn't fall through. Eagles come up with it. Get the ball across the timeline successfully. Quick pass off. A little bit of a more hectic pace for the Eagles as they now slow it down.
It's like Mariemont going into a wide 2-3, 3-2. It looks like one of the guys is going back and forth between the top of the paint and the bottom of the paint, Glenn.
Trying to slow down the Eagles. Gonna have to convert at the other end. A job to do defensively here. Yeah, coming out, Trubisky guarding the ball handler, McEachin. Mariemont fans want the Eagles to play ball, not play stall ball. That one's deflected away. Uncontested to the basket, but too hard off the glass. Tracked down by the Warriors. They'll get a chance to reset. And then a turnover. Trying to pass the ball away. Here come the Eagles, and a foul underneath, and a hard foul underneath. Luke Rubin ripped away at the basketball.
We see CHCA. There's the first turnover, and Mariemont goes for it. Thinks he has an easy layup. I don't know if it was blocked or if he put it to, but Mariemont was looking for goaltending, Glenn, so I don't know. That was a bang-bang play. Great job from the CHCA defense to recover.
Matheson makes his second trip to the free throw line, misses the front end.
And here you see Matheson just taking it in. Rubin just takes a hard hack at it. Wow, Glenn. Wow. I mean, he was very vocal at the he was vocal at the referee, so that was interesting.
Pull up just inside 15 feet, won't go. The Eagles come up with it. Approaching 6:35 in regulation. 46-31, the 15-point lead holds for the Eagles. Pass inside, stolen away by the Warriors. Pull up from the left side, and it falls through for Trubisky.
What was interesting to me, Glenn, that last possession down before that three-pointer, there were 4 CHCA guys in the paint, and there was maybe 1 Mariemont guy. So that you're struggling. You got to box out. You got to crash the boards.
Vogeli went up, a foul from behind.
We're going to see here's the first pass, and then just turn around and the steal. But Mariemont, or CHCA, pardon me, they were all in the paint. You see 3 guys compared to the 1 that was under the hoop for Mariemont. So CHCA doing a really good job of crashing the boards.
Southill checks back in for the Eagles. Free throw is good. Eagles going to again come out and apply that full court pressure, trying to give Mariemont trouble getting it over. Warriors break the press, driving to the basket, up and off the glass. It's no good, tipped into the hands of the Eagles. Now it's brought right back. 3-pointer, left side, falls through for Trubisky. That's 5 3-pointers in a row for Trubisky. He is on fire. The lead is down to 10, 47-37, and head coach Scott Rooks takes an Eagles timeout.
Just CHCA just a miscommunication there. Mariemont goes for the drive, kicks it back out, wide open three. I mean, that's a bang-bang play for the Warriors. They've done a great job, Glenn, of getting back into this game. I think that's a really good timeout from Coach Brooks to kind of slow the game down, get back to, playing CHCA basketball, because right now all the momentum's with the Warriors.
A really great job by our crew to keep their eyes on the action and not lose sight of the basketball on the floor, so you can see just exactly how everything unfolded, and a really tremendous effort here by Mariemont to claw their way back into this game. And Will Trubisky is just on a roll, 5 straight threes, and then he had 3 different 2-pointers earlier in the game. So it's all on the shoulders of Trubisky. Just a reminder, if you'd like to come up here and give it a shot behind the microphone or run a camera or even learn how to work the production truck for our remote shows, contact us at ICRC-TV.com, ICRC-TV.com. Our community needs its citizens to help bring you exciting productions just like this one, and just like the musical concerts coming up this week for the choir band and orchestra at Mariemont. But now back to athletics. 5:33 remaining, 47-37. CHCA out in front, trying to break the momentum of the Warriors with this timeout. The Warrior faithful make their voices heard to the left of our broadcast position. They're sitting directly across from the Mariemont bench. And we're back underway after the confusion is cleared up at the scores table. Good defense by the Warriors there, denying Rakestraw an opportunity, but he gets it right back from just about the same spot and makes the Warriors pay. There's nobody there. The lead's back up to 12.
Somebody's got to help him wide open, take it to the hoop.
Full court press, Trubisky, left side, bang! Will Trubisky putting the Warriors on his shoulders. Eagles just inside the arc. It will not go. Rebounded by the Warriors. Mariemont's going to hustle and bring it down. Straight drive to the basket. No, pass off. It falls through for Malafa. The lead is down to 7. It was once 15 and once a lot more in the first half. Floater will not go. All of a sudden, the Eagles are not getting the breaks on their offensive end. 49-42, 4:30 remaining in regulation. The Warriors fighting back into this one.
He didn't trust himself, Glenn.
Passing up the three-pointer, then he picked up his dribble. Three-pointer from the left side, falls through for Luke Rubin. Rubin, 4 3-pointers in the game. 49-45, just 4 points separate these teams as we roll under 4:10. Jumper in the lane, will not go. The Warriors come up with the basketball. 4 minutes remaining in regulation. 49-45. Deep three-pointer off the front of the iron, won't go. Last touch, though, by the Eagles, Jake Fisher. David, look at this right here.
So he gets trapped, a wide open deep pass, and in the corner, it was a no-doubter as soon as it left his hands, Glenn. I mean, you just see Mariemont, and then there's another one, and great take after the miss, Glenn, and then another one, just finds it, and as we missed some action there at the replay.
49-48. Will Trubisky with another one. He's got 25 points in the game. This is absolutely amazing. 3:30 now. It is a 1-point game. The Warriors have had themselves a fantastic fourth quarter here. Eagles trying to take the momentum back, and a whistle on the floor. Timeout.
So you see just the kick in. There he is again from beyond the three-point line. Just an absolute amazing job by the Warriors and Coach Caldwell, Glenn. They obviously saw that something was working. They just needed to get warm. That first half, they were really cold. And now they're just, the passion from that Mariemont bench is through the roof right now, and all momentum's with the Warriors, Glenn.
7 straight three-pointers. Wow, just amazing. 25 points in the contest for Trubisky. David?
Mariemont doing a really good job of breaking the press here in the second half, and here's the first three, and just bang. And just doing a great job of mixing up tempos and finding the open guy, whether it's inside the paint or outside the arc, Glenn. I mean, we struggled to see that in the first half, and then we're going to see Ruben really show some emotion here to the Mariemont faithful and just to get them on their feet. Just an absolute show. And just remember, Glenn, Mariemont's got something to play for. They lost by almost 30 the last time they played CHCA. There's a chip on their shoulder, and Coach Caldwell obviously they're bringing that and they're playing their butts off tonight, Glenn.
12 points in the game for Ruben. 3:20, 49-48. The Eagles clinging to a 1-point lead, and they're going to try to slow this tempo down after that timeout. Again, trying to break the momentum with the timeout, as well as making an adjustment. There's a three-pointer from the left side. The lead is back up to 4. Stokes with another three, his second in the game. Under 3 minutes now, 52-48. Eagles in a wide 2-3 zone. Gonna come out and put some pressure on the ball. Feed inside and a foul. As the Warriors were trying to get it to Stewart inside.
Here's that last CHCA three. Great ball movement from the Eagles, and as we've said all night, I mean, once they find that open guy, it's a no-doubter for number 3, Jonathan Stokes.
Okay, back to live action. The Warriors with possession, trailing by 4 as we wind toward 2:30 remaining in regulation. It's been pretty much all Warriors in the fourth quarter until CHCA was able to break the momentum with that last 3. Warriors need to do something with it. He picked up his dribble. Gonna go right back to him. He's gonna drive in, split the defenders, pass, and a charge. Charge will be called on Malafa.
I'm not a fan of that call, Glenn, but obviously I'm up here and the refs are down there. I wish Malafa would have been a little bit more active down here in the post, and we're gonna see Malafa does it. You know, he does a great job of setting his feet.
Yep.
But
bang bang play.
So 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, Glenn. We're going to see how Mariemont, puts that pressure on CHCA.
And Mariemont did come out and apply pressure as the Eagles were trying to get the ball across the timeline. Got Glassmeyer running all over the floor like a madman to whoever has the ball. They thought they might trap. Now they catch the Warriors out of defensive position. The three-pointer won't go for Jake Fisher. Warriors trail by 4. Under 140 remaining now. Plenty of time. Three-pointer from the right side. Falls through. Timeout by the Warriors. Just take another look at it. This is unbelievable.
So he starts with the ball. Glenn gets a great screen, and he's still another foot behind the three-point line, and just knew it as soon as it left his hands. Good timeout from Coach Caldwell, kind of settle things down, 1-point game.
Unofficially, I have that as 8 straight three-pointers for that young man, Trubisky. I don't know if he's missed any in between, but as far as the ones that went through, he's made 8 in a row. He's not had a 2-point basket since early in the game. 52-51, 91 seconds remaining in regulation. Take a look at our crew that's come out here to bring you this exciting action as it's turned out here from Princeton High School on our score bug. Thanks to everybody, and of course thanks to Princeton Athletics for hosting us here this evening. Well, we didn't think it was going to be very exciting early on, David. It looked like it was going to be all CHCA, but credit the Warriors. They didn't pack it in. They made adjustments on the bench and on the floor, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game here with 91 seconds left.
Yeah, Glenn, and this is what playoff basketball is about. You know, blowouts aren't fun for the fans, for the players, for anybody. So for this to be a 1-point game and to come down to the wire, I think is just awesome. And, you know, our viewers are just so lucky with the production that they're getting.
Mariemont trying to pursue the ball very aggressively now. They need to get it back. Almost got caught up against the timeline. Now good ball movement. Dribbling down, back up top to McEachin. Warriors trying to stop the Eagles from playing this game a keep away as we roll towards 60 seconds remaining in regulation. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, that's a good trap. A good idea. Recover.
Beechin comes back up with it. Pass.
You got a foul eventually. Timeout.
Fisher hangs on to the ball, and the Eagles will take a timeout. So the Eagles with a 1-point lead. It is 52-51, 49.4 seconds remaining in regulation. The Warriors with 6 fouls here in the second half. CHCA with just 3. As a reminder, the winner of this 3-7 matchup will take on the winner of Preble Shawnee and Versailles, a 2-9 matchup at Northmont High School up in the Dayton area next Saturday. I believe it is.
Yes, yep, next Saturday, Glenn.
Sorry if I misspeak on that, but the winner here from the Cincinnati area will get to take a nice bus ride up I-75 into Dayton and head west over to Northmont High School. Beautiful facilities up there, in case you've never had a chance to attend a game there for basketball or football or any other sport for that matter. Once again, it is 52-51 in favor of the CHCA Eagles. 49.4 seconds remaining in regulation. Both fan bases on their feet here at Princeton High School trying to will their team to victory. The Eagles will attempt to inbound with Matheson, and they do it out of the stack play successfully, and a whistle. It's on 24, Tim Stewart. That's his third. Vogeli checks back into the game for the Eagles, as well as Salkill at the free throw line. Rakestraw, his first trip there tonight. Big free throws here. First one on the way, will not go.
Timeout. Yep, good call.
Battle for control on the floor, and a timeout taken by Mariemont. Wow, each team down to 1 timeout remaining, and we still got 43 seconds left. It seems like we've played these last 15 seconds over 9 minutes. So, David.
Here's just a great rebound by Mariemont, and then all of them were calling timeout. Coach Caldwell was at half court asking for it as soon as they had possession. So great job. Coach Caldwell went out there, found out where the ball was being inbounded, and just really settle your team. You don't need a 3 here, but if it's there, take it, obviously.
Especially if you get it in the hands of Trubisky, you can't seem to miss out in the perimeter. We'll see if CHCA keys on that. There you see the CHCA bench in their huddle during this timeout. Coach Rooks and Rakestraw there were in that last shot. Now the Warriors. So Coach Caldwell called that timeout to save possession. Going over his instructions with his team. You mentioned at the top of the show about the injuries that the Warriors suffered early on, how they had to remake themselves, and boy, have they remade themselves in this game, for that matter.
In the second half, Glenn. So I think it's a brand new team.
Yeah, they got the 3-pointers to start falling. They were getting clean looks at the basket. Just a amazing effort to claw back in. What an epic battle between 2 of our member schools.
Look for CHCA to foul here. They've got 3 fouls to give, Glenn. So I think if Mariemont can get the ball in, they're going to foul.
And there you go. Rakestraw. Will be Warriors ball on the side. Somebody needs to come in and inbound it, guys.
Yeah, the ref's pointing to it.
So I've seen the refs just drop it before. If they ask so many times, like,
yeah,
hey, here it is.
We'll start counting. Look for somebody to go deep. Yep, get it in.
Okay, beat that clock. Now you got to get it across the timeline. Very close defense, obviously, by the Eagles. 35 seconds and a foul. It's going to go again on Rakestraw. That'll be his third. So Warriors once again will bring it in from the side. Trubisky inbounds it up against the timeline as Glassmeyer forcing his way through. Very tight defense by Rakestraw, and a whistle on the floor.
I think it's just out of bounds, Glenn. I think the ref just called the whistle before it actually went out of bounds.
Jake Fisher comes back into the game, so it looks like we're into that time of the game where you're subbing offense and defense when you get an opportunity. The Eagles inbound. Stolen away, though, by Mariemont. Up and off the glass. Good for 2. Tim Stewart.
Okay, no
the
threes.
Warriors are out in front, 53-52.
No foul.
3-pointer, left side, off the mark. Into the hands of Mariemont, but a whistle.
Oh, they said he was out of bounds.
Yeah, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Yeah, very good call, David. It's going to stay with the Eagles down in their half court. That was Malafa, who was out of bounds. So Salkill comes back in. He's going to take the place of Matheson, I believe, is who I saw check out. Long pass up top, 5 seconds. Stolen away, or turnover. Warriors have the ball and a foul. 53-52 Mariemont. 1.5 seconds remaining in regulation, and the Warriors able to draw the foul. Holy cow on Rakestraw. That'll be 4 on him. But more importantly, possession. David, take us through it.
Just, I mean, a silly pass there from the Eagles. And did they call it, Glenn? Oh, timeout.
Timeout taken, yes.
But, I mean, just it was a silly pass from CHCA, Glenn. I mean, they were just trying to force something that wasn't there, and Mariemont took advantage of it. Obviously getting that bucket down there to go up by 1, and just a completely different team, Glenn, than from what we were seeing in the first half.
So let's take a look here at how the turnover happened. Here's the inbound play.
Just trying to force it.
Yep. Long cross-court pass, and coming in there was Stewart. Maintained his poise. Got a friendly kiss off the rim, or off the backboard, I should say. 53-52, 1.5 seconds remaining. We did not see this coming when it was 32-14 Eagles at the half, and we really didn't see it coming when it was 46-31 Eagles at the end of the third. So just, you can't say enough about what a great effort this has been by the Warriors, and what a really admirable effort it's been by the Eagles to hang on and keep it close when the momentum has been solidly with the Warriors throughout this fourth quarter. 1.5 seconds, Mariemont ball. They'll line up for the stack play. Glassmeyer will attempt to inbound it.
Foul.
And a foul.
Oh, things are
2
gonna get
players tumble to the floor. That was Stewart and Salkill getting together. Unfortunately, very hard. Right in front of the fan side of the bench. Which draws the ire of both fan bases.
You know, a great turnout, Glenn, from the CHCA students. You know, with all the COVID-19 restrictions and fan restrictions put in place. I know it's been a lot of parents and stuff, but.
And that's 5 on Rakestraw. He will end this game by fouling out. He'll be replaced by Stokes. So no pressure for Ruben at the free throw line. 12 points in the game, all coming from beyond the arc. Now he gets a chance to do it from 15 feet. Mariemont back in a prevent defense, I guess you could say. First shot falls through. 13 points in the game, trying to make it 14 and potentially sealing the victory for Mariemont.
If he makes it, CHCA, I would assume, calls timeout.
And second free throw is good, and there is the timeout. 55-52 Mariemont. 1.5 seconds remaining in regulation. It will be Eagles ball after the Mariemont free throws. They're going to have to go the length of the court. Wow. David, take us through this last amazing sequence.
CHCA gets the ball in. Here comes the trap from Mariemont. I mean, he's in the air and he doesn't have anywhere to go, and he reads that like a DB and goes through some contact. He could have got an and one there, Glenn, but no call, and puts the Warriors up 1 at the time.
Stewart, just 4 points in the game unofficially, but arguably those points coming at the most opportune time for Mariemont. Just wow. Just sometimes you just don't believe what you're seeing in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Actually, that was Stewart's first points in the game according to the scoreboard. So 3 fouls for him, but an important 2 points.
I would, if you're CHCA, you obviously want to get Fisher the ball, but I think Mariemont's just going to try and play like a prevent defense because they don't want any fouls. But I think if CHCA tries to roll it, Mariemont wants to be close enough that they can go force them to pick it up and throw up a heave, Glenn.
Okay, here we go. 1.5 seconds. Home run pass to about 3/4 court. The shot goes up and it's off the mark. Your final score, Mariemont 55, CHCA 52. What an incredible comeback by the Mariemont Warriors. They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter and held CHCA to just 9.
That's insane, Glenn. I mean, like you said, a whole new team. They found their identity in the second half. They were making shots that they weren't making in the first half. They were rebounding. They were passing the ball. I mean, just a completely different team came out. So whatever Coach Caldwell and that coaching staff did at halftime to make those adjustments, it obviously worked, Glenn.
Well, congratulations to the CHCA Eagles on a wonderful season, and to those seniors on a wonderful career. They will end the tournament at 17-4 overall. The Mariemont Warriors will improve to 16-8, and most importantly, the 7 seed upset the 3. The Warriors will head up to Northmont next week to take on the winner of Versailles and Preble Shawnee. David, your final thoughts before we sign off.
I think if Mariemont can take this momentum into next week, Glenn, I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. But I think it was a great game. They had a big chip on their shoulder. They came in a completely different team in the second half, and just congratulations to the Warriors and Coach Caldwell. Lucky to say that I coached with him and know that he's an awesome coach and deserves that win.
The Warriors head to their locker room with a standing ovation from the Mariemont faithful up against the rails of the bleachers. What an amazing game. Congratulations to Mariemont. For our executive producer, Jason Dudley, for my partner, David Olson, our guys in the truck, Dean and Josh, and our crew, you've been watching ICRC-TV Sports. Thanks for tuning in.